Hello everyone, it's Dave here from SaveDex and I have finally finished my first Mario Maker level. Now this is a remake of a level I made in the first game called Pick Your Poison. It's a level idea that I really like and I might do some more like this in the future. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to first show you the level in action, then I'm going to sort of talk through it as I play and just sort of tell you what my thinking was, what the idea was. So I've got it saved as an actual level. So I've uploaded it as well. So if you want to play it, I'll put the level code up as well. So here we go, let's play it. So pick your poison. My idea was you're in Bowser's castle, you got to get to Bowser at the end. But there are 4 stages you've got to get through first. And each stage you have 2 choices of enemy to face. Now ideally I would have liked each of these enemies to involve going down a pipe to the sub area, and all the sub area would be all the enemy fights. But sadly there was only so many there were only so many warp pipes that you could do that take you to other places. So sadly for this area I made the thwomps be up here rather than down the pipe. So let's go do the thwomps first. I'll do the left hand ones each time. So if I have an area, you've got a big thwomp there who will fall down on you. So you've got to time that right. Then you've got all these thwomps here, which all you have to do is simply run past. And up here, you come up here and there's, oh look, something there. And oh no, that's going to get me. And it's a little trap there. But don't worry, you've got another mushroom here. So I thought first one, thwomps and piranha plants as well. Next is Hammer Brothers and Boos, because they're a bit harder, the enemies, these ones. So I thought it's a bit of progression difficulty wise. Sadly the Boo comes out of his thing and the Hammer Brother did there. So let's go see the Boos. So the Boos, originally I had Chain Chomps here, but I found they were a bit too difficult. So up here again you got a leaf. I thought it'd be nice to put something nice there. Because it was this bit that was the problem, because I had Chain Chomps on these rails and I found either they'd be so high up you could just run underneath them, or so low down you can't really get past them very easily. But the Boo on the hoops, they're more easily avoidable. Now as you noticed, I've put these pipes up elevated. That's purely so you can't go back through the pipe. Once you've come out of it you can't see what the other way was like. You have to replay the level to see the other way, but we'll be doing the right hand one. So here, bullet bills and bob-ombs, another mushroom there if you need it. So these I wanted to go more puzzly with the third area. So let's start off easy bad guys, more difficult bad guys, puzzly bad guys is the third one. So what you need to do is not get hit. So the puzzle element here is use the bullet bills to bounce on to jump across. Now I did end it here with a warp pipe there. Okay, hopefully I won't die this time. But as I was saying, I ended up the level on this with a pipe down here at the end, but I thought it was a bit too short compared to the bob-omb area, which you'll see soon. So I thought I'll add on a bit more just to make this one more challenging, otherwise it'll be a no-brainer which one you choose, because this one would be a lot easier. So I thought let's make it a bit hard. And then you got these cannons up here as well. But maybe the red bullet bills were a bit overkill, come to think of it, but really they're not really bothering me now. So there we go. So now the fourth area is, I got to put a checkpoint here. This is a mini boss you have to fight. Now I'd run out of usable warp pipes by this point, so I thought I'll use doors for this. So I'll go through the door to face Bowser Jr. first. Now sadly the way I wanted this to be a self-contained room so the camera didn't move up, but it moved down and then you could see one of the previous rooms, so I had to make the floor a bit high just to prevent you from seeing outside this room. But that's cool, he's got the key to the door, that's no good, that Koopa clown car. Now I wanted to have up here, like I did in the old game, just Bowser in here to show that you've got to face Bowser now, but sadly I've got 2 Bowser Juniors in this level already and they count as Bowsers, so and 3's the maximum. At least it was in the first one, so I'm assuming this time, but that's simple enough to get past Bowser. And that's really the level. So what I'll do now is I'll cut to me trying it again, and I'm going to show you the right hand areas each time. Okay, so here we are, we got thwomps here, so let's go see what the piranha plants can bring us. So here it's just a little bit of pipe maze things. I put a mixture of both piranha plants here. I didn't want to put like any that have wings that flew out and stuff like that, because I thought this is meant to be the easy version of this pick your poison. So and then that was a bit of a trick one here, because this pipe nothing comes out of it. I thought, and then up here I thought, now that is a problem there, as you can see down below, which we'll get to. Because this is the Hammer Brothers area, and I put the piranha plant area on top of the Hammer Brothers area. But I quite like just, I thought, any sort of kind of Hammer Brother. So you got the bit, like in Mario 3 World 1, where you fight them on one plank of wood. Then you've got one on some stairs, so that's a bit harder. Then you've got two to fight, and then you've got a Sledge Brother at the end. So it sort of gets progressively harder there. That mushroom I got back there was a fire flower at first, so I thought it'd be kind, but then I found out you could just very easily get past here without it, with it still. And then, so now we'll go to the bullet bombs, because this is a very puzzly area. But here you've got to take a hit. This is not doable as far as I know. Actually, I'm going to try it with Big Luigi, just to see if it's doable. Because I sort of had it for, you know what, let's not have, okay, couldn't throw it in time, so maybe you did need to be small for it. So you do that, then you need to, I might have to throw that, but do that, and then you've got these bombs coming from the other way, so you've got to use the bombs basically to break the blocks and get through. But I thought if I just sort of take a bomb with you, you shouldn't get overwhelmed by the number coming towards you. So yeah, just a bit like that. This one's a bit tricky. Maybe I should have thought of something else to get through here, but you can easily pick up a bomb and chuck it through like that to get rid of them. Wow, that was close. So now I need to wait for this one to walk this way. If you don't like this area, just take the bullet bills, that's my answer. So here, what I did here, because I found they were coming out too quick, I made it so they can't actually get through here. So they're stuck down there, so they can't fall down on you. But if you do that, you get an easy one-ups. Simple as that. Wait for one now. Because it was too easy to get through here, I made a few little jumps you had to do. But that wasn't hard enough. So I thought, do it so that you have to take one all the way through, jump up and do that. It's a very quick thing you have to do. But yeah, this is meant to be the hardest mode. And then it's the mini boss fight. So checkpoint. Let's fight Boom Boom. Now Boom Boom, I raised the floor for the same reason as Bowser Jr., so that you can't see the room below. Make it seem self-contained, but I put raised platforms so you can fight him a bit easier. I had him giant at first, but it was really hard to manoeuvre around the room when he was big. So I thought I'd still give him wings, so there's a bit of challenge. Because usually with Boom Boom fights, just jump on him the moment he appears again. And I died, that's how challenging it is. Luckily, there was a checkpoint. So, let's try him again. So I find when he's like got wings, he goes up too quickly straight away, so you can't always get a good hit on him. But that time I did it no problem. So through here, then you run up here, then on these platforms. Maybe I made this bit a bit easy with these platforms, but yeah, well. Like I said, you've been through a grueling enough challenge with those bob-ombs. And actually in that level, now I'm going to go into the maker section just to show you the layout of the level as it is. Okay, so we're back in the maker section. So if I just zoom out, you can see how I laid this out to be two sort of areas. I wanted them to be self-contained so the camera doesn't move, but having to have the thwomps up here sort of made it so that you had to see both rooms. But luckily when you come out of a pipe, mostly it does keep it as a self-contained room. But as you can see, the Boo and the Hammer Brother, they sit nicely in their boxes. So when you do the piranha plants come out that pipe, they are in there. But sadly, when you go up to do the thwomps, that's not possible. So moving on, as you can see, I put Bowser Jr. and the Boom Boom fights up there. They would have been in the sub area as well. But and then there's the rooms there. You got the locked doors. That because I would have had a door leading to the Thwomp room, but I needed 4 sets of doors for these boss fights and the keys, so that was a shame. So then you go along here, it leads out here, and then you go across. That's just how I laid out the platforms till there's old Bowser there. So now we're in the sub area. This is where the booze place is. Zooming out, you can see I did originally do a Thwomp area in this sub area where you run along and then jump over a sideways moving Thwomp. But as you can see, this area is not finished because I had to move it to the main area, but I didn't really see the point in deleting it from here. So that's how that goes. Then you got the Hammer Brother area and the Piranha Plants area. As you can see when you were there, because there's a mushroom one up in there because I'm nice. And you can see the Hammer Brothers there, but luckily their hammers don't actually reach you when I've seen them throw them anyway. So that's just how they're laid out. Just nice, and just sort of nice little pipe maze there. Now this was probably the sections that took me the longest to make. So the Bob-omb area, this is how it looks like in its entirety. I thought if I could go a bit more vertical, I would have probably loved to have made it higher, but I can't do that without having the whole sub area be vertical. So as far as I know anyway. So maybe I could make another level with this sort of thing. Something to think about. And then again, the bullet bills. Originally I just had this bottom row and had a pipe there. But I thought it's too short and too easy compared to the Bob-omb one. So I thought I'd make it a bit more of the same level by just using all this space I've got up here. And I'm wondering how much free space I've actually got here still. Oh, I could do a few more sub-area rooms. Oh, wow. Well, I could have made some of these a bit longer, but then again, I think you don't have to use all the space just because it's there. Anyway, so that is basically an overview of my level Pick Your Poison. Again, I'll put the code to the level is in the description, so if you want to check it out yourself, you can. And thank you for watching, and let me know of any sort of level ideas you've come up with and what inspired you, because basically my main inspiration for this was Mario 3, which is why I'm using Mario 3, and I loved those levels in World 8 where the hand drags you in sometimes, or sometimes it doesn't, to play a level. And there were 3 of them. One of them was focused on the Hammer Brothers. You had the different kinds. One of them was focused on the fireballs that jump up. And one of them was focused on the Cheep Cheeps jumping out at you. So I quite like the idea of areas that are focused on just one bad guy and they do different things with them. Like you say, I've got like a couple of normal boos, a giant boo, one that's in the floor, and then a few rings on rails. And the Thwomp side, a giant one, a set of normal ones you run under, then one that moved sideways. So things like that, just sort of use the different kinds of enemies you had of that same kind and have fun with it. And sort of little challenge areas I quite like. So that was my idea going into it. It's one that I could make it make a lot of content in it without actually making you play through all of it at once, because you only really play half the level each time because you choose between 2 choices each time. So it's a way to make a long level and make it replayable as well, because again, you're like, oh, wonder what would have happened if I'd gone down this pipe, let's play it again. So hopefully that'll bring people to come play it more. So that's basically the whole reasoning behind it. So yeah, go check it out if you want to give it a try. Make sure you like this video if you liked it. Subscribe for more videos to come from us in the future. And again, let me know in the comments what you thought of the level, what level ideas you have, or if you have an idea but you're not good at making the levels, let me know. I might be able to make a level based on the ideas I hear. So yeah, so thank you all for watching, and night night.